Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each week to bring you tasteful content,
but viewer discretion is advised.
Now enjoy the show.
We begin this week in Laurel for the Patriot Hunts Delmarva Chapter's annual Night of Honor.
We're looking back at 2023 so we can get ready for the upcoming Sharptown Catfish Tournament in April.
Scorchy Talls takes us up to the Harrington area to meet the members of the Eastern Shore Fox Hunters Association.
And we'll soar to Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge for a day celebrating our national bird.
Outdoors Delmarva starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show that celebrates our communities, our cultures and traditions, and the places we call home. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch. And Jason, we officially made it to spring! Well, kinda.
It is spring only because the calendar says so.
Gotta love Delmarva weather though, right?
You know what I don't love? You Punxsutawney Phil, I'm coming after you, buddy!
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here are Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
We love watching organizations grow, especially organizations like Patriot Hunts that continue to do some real good in our community.
Which is why our excitement meter went through the roof at this year's Night of Honor banquet when we heard the words "sold out."
Bill, another packed house.
That's correct. We're completely sold out, have been for a month and a half.
That's fantastic. Congratulations to not just you as an organizer, but also your whole team. And there's a lot of them running around tonight.
Yep. I'd like my whole committee, 10, 12 guys, a couple gals. Couldn't do it without them. As everybody knows, Patriot Hunts is a nonprofit. No salaries paid. Everything goes directly back into our veterans, first responders, Gold Star kids.
Not only is the organization doing what you said you're going to do, but it seems to be growing year in and year out.
Year in, year out, we're able to host more guys, do more hunts, touch more lives. This year, we're hoping to expand into doing some events more family-based.
So I'm one of the committee members, so I help Bill out with all these functions, all the different hunts, any of the fundraisers we have, anything like that.
What would you say is the most crucial mission for Patriot Hunts Delmarva chapter?
I would say just forming relationships. When we did this about 8 years ago, just Bill and I and two other guys brought 2 veterans in from North Carolina because we had heard about this program and wanted to help. We didn't really expect that we were going to be forging friendships that we still have to this day, and that's really what it's become about, is making the relationships with people. So we have a Facebook page. It's Delmarva chapter of Patriot Hunts. All of our events are posted on there well in advance. If anybody's interested in donating time or anything else, then you can reach out to us on there.
Once again, congratulations to everyone at Patriot Hunts Delmarva chapter for another amazing night.
After the break, we head to Sharptown where we keep our eyes on the prize. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
The invasive blue catfish is a big problem in our waterways.
And one of the ways that you can help eliminate this eating machine with a face only a mother could love is by participating in the Sharptown Catfish Tournament.
This is our 10th one that we've had. At the time I was sitting on the Parks and Rec through the fire department. They take members from different organizations in town and put on it, and I was liaison person for the fire department. They were sitting around talking about how to raise money, and I spoke up and said, we got a beautiful river, why don't we do a catfish tournament? So 10 years later, here I am, standing here. Chose catfish because they're pretty simple to catch. You don't have to have a whole lot of expensive gear, and most anybody can catch them. And it's worked out to be a good event. We're paying $600 for the largest catfish, second largest $400, and the third place is $200. We do the stringer of 4, and this time it's paying out $460. It may go up because we had a couple other boats register, and I don't know if they got into the 4 largest or not. It's going to separate the good from the bad fishermen.
Today we are doing some research on blue catfish, invasive species in the Chesapeake Bay, particularly in the Nanticoke River here. And we're doing a few different projects to figure out more about them. One project is we are looking at their reproduction. So we're looking at, to see first we need to cut them open and see if they have any ovaries filled with developed eggs. And if they got developed eggs, we're going to take those ovaries home and then count those eggs one by one to see how many eggs they're producing per body size to help us figure out the reproduction rate, because we don't know how quickly they're reproducing those. We know it's a lot based on how many catfish are here, but how much we don't quite know yet. Last year we did a comprehensive diet study. So we got over 1,000 catfish, looked at their stomachs to figure out what they're eating, and we were able to figure out what they're eating over different times of the year and over different sizes ranges. And mostly we found out that their favorite things are white perch, river herring, gizzard shad, and crabs. As well as they're eating some things like striped bass and everything like wood ducks and muskrats to a lower number. And something they're really keeping an eye on is baby sturgeon. Sturgeon are endangered species, and this is one of their only spawning grounds, is the Nanticoke and specifically the Marshy Hope. And in there, I think only in the last several years there's only been one juvenile sturgeon being caught. And first, if we were to find a little baby sturgeon in one of these stomachs, that gives us more evidence that's reproducing, which is a good thing for the sturgeon. But it also gives us concrete evidence that the catfish are eating the sturgeon. If they are being eaten, we want to conclusively capture their being eaten, so then we can take steps to help better protect the endangered species.
I've always said, if you have time to take a kid fishing or somebody new, take them, because once they have that experience, they never forget it. Some of them may continue and some may not. So I was very fortunate to have people show me the fish, and I try to push it, take it to everybody else as well.
The 2024 Sharptown Catfish Tournament is coming up on April 13th. For registration and for official rules, check out the Sharptown Catfish Tournament group on Facebook. What are you staring at?
Well, you were talking about faces that only a mother could love, and well, now I see what you mean.
Will you please just send us to break?
Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Part of what we love most about this job is keeping Delmarva history alive.
And the history of Delmarva isn't complete without a visit to Scorchy's Corner.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine, everything but the water.
Jake Wicks led the charge, and the good old boys of the Eastern Shore Fox Hunters Club came up busting out of their Vernon, Delaware clubhouse to do what they love best.
It's something that you have to be brought up with. You know, my dad fox hunted all of his life, and my brothers and I growed up with it, you might say.
Every living thing involved loves a fox hunt. The participants, the dogs.
Come on here.
Yes, even the fox, and especially Jake Wicks.
This sport, why, it's just something that it's a good, clean sport, and we don't tie up anything or we don't shoot nothing.
The fox is sitting down in the woods and laughing at them dogs.
His papa said, if you can enjoy the music, well, you can enjoy fox hunting.
Did you say that you saw the fox, or was it Leon saw the fox?
Yeah, I see him.
But the sly old fox had seen them a long time ago.
Fox loves to be run. They just play around and wait for the dogs to get up on them, and then he'll take off.
And take off Brer Fox did for the final time today. He tired of the game and headed for home. As usual, he had outfoxed the hounds.
Pretty little fox, ain't he? Where's that two-headed dog at?
Another hunt was history. But tomorrow is another day, and they'll do it all over again. Especially remarkable 70-year-old Jake Wicks. He fox hunts quite often.
Every day that is fit, sometime when it's not fit. Anytime I can hear a foxhound run, I'm in my glory. And I suppose I'll do it all my life, the rest of my life.
Corchitaws wandering our Delmarva land for WBOC News.
Remembering Scorchy-Taws is presented by Shorts Marine, online at shortsmarine.com.
Did you know that in the right conditions, a daffodil field can bloom for up to 50 years?
Did you know that daffodils should be presented to someone in a bunch, as presenting just one is a way to express misfortune onto the recipient?
And did you know that despite their beauty, daffodil bulbs are toxic to animals?
Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Lauren, I've been waiting all show for this segment because it's all about eagles.
Wait, I thought you were a Las Vegas Raiders fan. Hold up, you're not going to start spelling, are you?
No. I'm talking about bald eagles, the kind that we saw at last weekend's Eagle Fest at Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge.
Okay, good, because I didn't think you knew how to spell eagles anyway.
E-E-G-U-L-L-S. Duh.
This is one of over 570 national wildlife refuges throughout the country. There's at least one in every state in the U.S. and several U.S. territories. And you're here today to celebrate birds of prey, and in particular bald eagles. This refuge was established in 1933. Long ago, the eagle population was very low. Back in the 60s and in the 70s, there was only about 500 nesting pairs of bald eagles in the lower 48. And now we're up to somewhere around over 300,000 individual bald eagles. So we like to celebrate bald eagles here on the National Wildlife Refuge. It's also our national symbol. National Wildlife Refuge system, our mission is to protect, conserve, and enhance fish, wildlife, and habitat for the continuing benefit of the American people. So our job is to look out for the animals and the habitat. So what we like to do is get people out, because as you know, knowledge doesn't always equal behavior. So what we try to do is we educate the public about what is a National Wildlife Refuge, why are we here, what do we do, how do we do it, when do we do it. So this gives us a chance to talk to the public about who we are and what we do, but it's also a chance to educate them on some of these animals like bald eagles. A lot of times people don't get a close-up personal look at a bald eagle, but when you bring somebody like Mike Callahan in here who has a bird in hand and people can get up close and see this magnificent bird, a lot of times that knowledge and that behavior starts to change just because of the education, the interpretation we can give to the public. So hopefully they look at these areas and say, these are important to us. They mean something. We should protect them. We should get out and celebrate them and enjoy them. And that's what we're hoping for.
Well, this bird is blind in the eye that's looking at you right now, so it is its left eye. It was found in Madison, Wisconsin in a pool in someone's backyard. It gets its name not from being nothing on the top of its head, but in the Old English language, bald, spelled B-A-L-D-E, meant white. We were sharing live birds of prey, and they were an eastern screech owl, a barn owl, a red-tailed hawk, a barred owl, and a bald eagle, all non-releasable rehab birds that are used in education to help share with students, and in this case, adults as well when we attend special events like Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge's Eagle Festival. That's an annual event every year. Seeing an animal close up like this gives them a better perspective of what it really looks like, what it sounds like if it makes the sound, and since we're so used to seeing things virtual or on screen today, they see it in person and it makes a better connection to them and maybe hopefully a better idea of what they can do to help preserve and protect those animals for the future.
We have the live bird programs, which adults and kids really enjoy, but then we do other things like they can dissect an owl pellet. Another one we do is we let them build wren boxes. This is a bird that's local to the area. A lot of times they'll nest in these boxes, so it's great for the kids to be able to build this box, go home, put it up, and then they can monitor these wrens. So it gives them that chance to interact with nature. And then we have other activities like they can build a button, they can make a bookmark. This year we got little toilet paper rolls so they can make like a little bald eagle out of a toilet paper roll. So we try to have activities for the kids, and then a lot of refuges you're allowed to hunt and fish. So the other thing is we like to introduce them to some of these other pursuits, these consumptive activities, as we say, like hunting. So we've got an inflatable hoverball range where the kids are using sort of like a foam tipped arrow and they're shooting at balls that are sort of floating there. And then we've also got a BB gun range where National Wild Turkey Federation sets up a BB gun range and people have a chance to shoot a BB gun at a target. Whether they ever become hunters, who knows, but it gives them a chance to experience something else. So this is just to get them out, get them experiencing things, and it takes that anxiety away.
Lauren, they had over 2,100 people at last weekend's Eagle Fest.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you know what else is amazing? The U.S. National Wildlife Refuge System recently celebrated its 121st birthday on the 14th.
And I totally forgot to bake them a cake.
Well, don't worry, that's what happens when you're the same age as the system. You tend to forget things.
There it is. I should have seen that one coming.
But you didn't because you need your bifocals, right?
Your latest photos coming up after the break. Outdoors Delmarva returns right after these messages.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here are Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
It's time to flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest pictures.
Thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
Doug Ruth of Taylor's Island isn't a doctor that we know of, but when he says to take 2 of these to help cure what ails you, we believe him.
3-year-old Madison Fox of Greenwood enjoyed a spur-of-the-moment fishing trip at Blair's Pond with her dad, Matthew.
Meg Watts had herself one heck of a day on the Tuckahoe with this impressive perch run, and we're happy to see Wren is back on her feet and helping Meg reel in her first bass of the year in Easton.
Jaden Carmine of Milton submitted this sunset self-portrait from Cape Henlopen State Park. What a cool shot, Jaden.
Joey Melvin is enjoying his favorite time of year for waterfowl photography as he sent us a couple of stunning shots of wood ducks in Georgetown.
And Ken Fullerton continues to impress us with his nightscape photography of the Milky Way galaxy from Assateague Island.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you so much for watching.
And be sure to keep sending in those photos. In fact, we have a new way for you to submit photos. Go to outdoorsdelmarva.com, click the banner at the top of the page, or you can scan the QR code in the bottom of the screen to submit one right now.
The DSN Outdoors Expo is coming back to the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington Friday, April 19th and Saturday, April 20th.
You'll see exhibits from Dutch Country Furniture, Sasha's Jewels, Marshy Creek Outfitters, East Coast Campers, and more.
The DSN Outdoors Expo is sponsored by IG Burton, Riverside Lodge on Harper's Island, Southern States of Milford, and Spicer Brothers Construction. And you can find out more about the DSN Outdoors Expo by going to outdoorsdelmarva.com. We hope to see you right back here again next week. But until then, my name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch, and we hope to see you outdoors, Delmarva.
Outdoors Delmarva, a Draper Media production, is presented by Gateway Subaru, Higher Standards, sponsored by Shorts Marine and Bell Creek Equipment.